order the regular council meeting of the corporation of the township of Brunel and Down and Raglan. This fourth day of June 2025 at 7 p.m. As we gather this evening, I would like to acknowledge on behalf of this council and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history. We are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Roll call, Councillor Banks.
Yeah.
Councillor Caulfield. Here. Councillor Keller.
Here.
Councillor Clark. Okay, the adoption of the agenda, we have a resolution of the council, the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindop and Raglan adopt the agenda as amended to include the staff report under item 9.1 and item 11.10 multi-year accessibility plan and one additional item enclosed under subsection B. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Banks, seconded by Councillor Caulfield. Any comments or questions?
No.
Call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? None. The motion is carried. Is there any disclosure of pecuniary interest with anything on the agenda tonight?
No.
None? Okay. Mayor's address. The past month I have attended the county council meetings. Very interesting at the last one with Bill 5. We get more information on that bill before we made any further comment or anything else. And I also attended the celebration of life for Norman Lentz, who was served on council for about 39 years, I believe, or so. Yeah, and other than that, that's it's my activities. Madam Clerk. You nothing to report. You bring back to work on. Yes. They. I can see it was a rough goal. Delegations and presentation. Delegation Davey Arago. Is that you?
Yes.
So if you want to come take that black chair on the side there.
Sure, cheers. So, kind of new at this. Sorry for.
Oh, it's okay. You don't bite.
No, yeah. So I have some changes last minute. Some of these, hopefully I have it in order for, and hopefully you can understand.
Thank you.
And hopefully, it did eat, so obviously there's enough people here to get along. Share, will be great. So, all that you need, a lot more is. To have that. Baby, no. With that, nothing in the middle. So basically, I'll try and make it as simple as easier or not here only. They're done. It's about the property I bought on. It's not Kennedy Road, but it's some other road apparently at no particular time. But
it's the name, doesn't it?
It's not Kennedy, I've been told. It wasn't.
No.
Kennedy is on Sheridan.
Yeah, on the other side.
And this one was some it was called some maybe I don't know, I just found some old guy, he told me about it. Now that Kevin so he was the one that called me and I don't, I'm sorry. But anyways, so basically what so I have some letters here. I did a survey. So you'll see the mark where I got the night dock in front of the county. So that's the property. So I did the survey, which was done by Deb Lundy. And it comes about basically what the argument was the part that crosses onto. So the last one So right here, it, on their property, the road allowance that they built, which was from, Recurs. Which had built it, well, whatever, 40 years ago, whatever these would be. So they had really recognized they had made the road on, this was when, I think, Berkowski's or, Malone's, Brian Malone's owner of this property at one time. They recognized that they made the road and they sort of went on their property and they just left it. Nobody ever said nothing. They just like went off. Right, so I went down the road. Anyways, so the argument, I guess, when John Miller or Ken Millico decided to have some party back there. This is, yeah, 'cause I got some Chris Miller involved, so this has been going on for the last 10 years. There's been 20 stuff going on, they've been charged for dope and stuff and what have you. So there's been people many going back. And I just had a gentleman from Killaloo, he decided he was gonna come up to the property, stations, he came to my wife at the store and said. You can't keep us off, I'm allowed to go up there and do what I want, I have permission to Kevin Hilco. I said, no, don't, guy's in jail, there's no possible way to go out.
Okay, so this.
So anyways, that,
That's just the reference for council, that's lot 8, which is behind the ordinance you're referring to.
Yeah,
where it falls on
Your
here,
lot 9, lot 8 is little, okay?
yes, he's passed, yes, he's passed,
Pass or.
definitely, yes, sir, you're right.
So your large,
Is this one?
this one,
Yes, no,
and this is where they're going.
yeah. So there's nothing on the property, been zoomed by police. There's nothing on, what they were doing is going to McCurr, or, back to McCurr's, because there's a dome there. You'll see it on your geo mapping. And that's where they were doing the road. So I don't think James McCurr understood what was going on, which he just kind of, because it's on his back of his corner, like right here. So he doesn't go there, doesn't do nothing with it, anyways, doesn't. There's no road to it, it's all swamp, from the end of this, where it goes into Callahan's.
If you would have pointed out up on the map over there, I sort of easier for council, this is where you're, right?
Can here.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so basically, you know, Kilo from through here. Higher entrance, so this is, Layton's from Eagle.
Well,
This, well, Layton, yes,
oh,
American Wall.
Yeah.
yeah, he's married to Lenny and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. So basically, airline starts here and it's here, Little Coal start here and it's here. This is James Curve, this is Callahan's. Sorry, I'm going on this. They talk with Point Fifth and Mark Callahan's, 162 acres they have. So basically here is where the road allowance comes up and then crosses over here, but you'll see in the survey that Jeff did has a better view of it. Because this is the one I,
The county mapping not always accurate.
yeah, so that's why I got the survey. Right, so I knew where it was supposed to be, who was gonna be right, who's gonna be wrong. I don't wanna be, you're wrong, and I am right, and if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But now that survey's done, it's crossing, I'm not, that's not what I'm arguing. And there's no argument. Basically, what I had requested was. If there was a way we could close this off. Because I'm pretty much now. This property here. There's no other way in there. I've never been here. Cause you can see where this pipe's right to the corner of that estimate. There's no way going in there, even through the village. You can't get in there.
It's just a close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, well, when they took 2 acres, off, that's why you have 98 acres. They took 2 acres off to cut off for that estimate.
Yeah.
Right, so that pretty much limited the people that own it, Todd Bristol on this, because you cut it. So, you know, what I mean, like, what I'm doing is having people traveling through here, and I'm fixing this road, because it's a bad massive river, he said wash it out. Like, what's that deep? So I have a tractor, and I'm fixing this road, and I get these guys come with me. Soon as they say it's nice, they say, look, I'm not fixing the road for them. Right, I'm fixing it for me to get in. Well, for the sorry, somebody like that. So I don't think it's right. I'm spending my time with these doing to be going in there. And I just know preserving some up there with dirt bikes and all that, because I've been told from natives across the road. I don't know anybody coming up through the area getting hurt, neither do you guys. You know, he's only from here to here, well, all the way through, of course. But this from here to here, you will never ever develop. Right here is a swamp that you'll pretty much disappear. And you know what I mean, it's so wetlands, you'll never do it anymore. So that was why I mentioned if I could purchase from here to my. And then that would just eliminate anybody from North that I could next. Renegade. And what I was gonna do, so talk to each one of these landowners and I give them a key. Right, saying, hey, I'm not denying your access in there. You can have one, you can have one, you can have one, and so, yeah, because once you get over here, you're in the next concession, they're going from format. So they have no reason to make hands. So that was the only reason why I hope I'm explaining myself correctly. That was the reason why it was. Because other than that, who's gonna maintain this for? Other than yourself?
So the green there, that's the highway, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the Kittery Highway.
It's your county road.
So
Across the way, you know what I mean?
it's Finnerty.
Yeah, from here to here, and then you come here to Sherman's.
And going on the county map, the opposite side is also Finnerty, but it's.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, they call it, there's a mountain somewhere here. I'm gonna say somewhere around here, because it really goes up and then it drops off. And then you go into where that, you know, where it's sharp, under there by Schroers. And then it's Format Road, right on the. Mark Schroeder guy's property is 300 acres in there. So, there you go. So again, there's the circle. So,
Okay.
from here to here, you're never gonna develop that. Ever. I can't see it, not our, like, you'll get, it never be.
So that's a
Maybe.
concession?
Yeah. From here to me. And that's why they made that road around it, basically, because they weren't gonna. Really experience to not. Because they go in there and to make a road there. It would just make no sense.
So what you're saying from the survey, that part of that travel road has went off of the road allowance property and is on your property, that's what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't, like, I'm not trying to argue, like, you know, I'm trying to.
No, I understand, but
I'm just trying to avoid a lot of people coming in here.
yeah,
Because they're getting reports more than once and now. Because he's been back there again, stole the camera from me. I'm gonna have insurance for trespassing and see what they can. He's gonna keep going. He's gonna be impeached. Like, the only way I can stop him, because he didn't beat her up there, I don't know why, it's not right. I didn't even know, I pay tax. He doesn't. So that's,
So this, the curve here, so that's going on to your property.
yes.
So why,
See where it does that, I'm looking at?
yeah,
and that's the only way to get to here is on the property.
Oh, to Little. But he has no roadway into Little's ends. Like right here, so where my gate's right here,
Mhm.
right? From here to here, the swamp, from here to here, the swamp. You can walk this, but you gotta have equity.
so where this sharp curve is here and it goes down, is that Lily Goose?
No,
Oh,
it's mine,
It's his.
so where's Lily go?
he's passed,
lot 8.
he's on the
Oh,
lot eight,
okay.
yeah, he's passed me here. So that's why I got survey, I'm actually permitted him. That's
So
all.
how does he get there? He walks,
Here's that one, all that stuff. That's why he has a 911, because that was a phone, right?
yeah,
We don't have one, so I requested one. No, we're not for sure, even to get a 911, there's a there was a fire, at least they know where to go. Who are used.
yeah, yeah,
You know, I understand, it's a gray area.
it should almost be named as a lane or a.
But you don't want to prevent from you guys. Maintaining it. If I,
We wouldn't maintain it if it was called a lane or, because all of the private roads around the lakes all have lanes and we don't.
We don't maintain it now, do we?
No,
No,
So,
but what I'm saying is. If I gotta maintain it to get my property, then I can keep arguing with you, that you're gonna have to maintain it. How am I gonna get into my landlocked property? You can't beat my actions anyway, problem.
Well, it has to be up to be up to a standard before.
Yeah, but to avoid that, for years to be spending money on it.
But I'll tell you that it is not council's policy
I understand,
to close
I
roadlands.
understand that.
But if this road goes onto your property, that's private land and you can gate it, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying from here to here, it's not. So
No,
they're coming up there and they're gonna park and they ain't block 19. I got a tractor, I'll pull it in. You know, to avoid that
yeah,
conflict. If I had it here, there's no way
no.
they can walk. Nobody's gonna die or walk. Cause they'll never know if they're a lady across the road, which is, well, that was a walkway. Maybe so, but it doesn't get people to go right up there and go right down Kroger's and their things and all that. You know what I mean? That's all I'm more good presenting myself here.
You don't think putting a gate on your property is gonna help?
Well, no, because I'm already off. You're 66 feet.
He's more worried about the first part from the county road into his property. Just maintaining it right now.
Yeah, sure. From
That's all.
the road
Right
to
here.
here,
It
yes,
is,
yes,
it is a right of way.
yeah. It's an old, unknown road,
Yeah.
which was opened up to the car. Is what Thomas.
Is there a bylaw or something that opened it up with an agreement together?
I've been trying to get Todd to see if he had a survey for that when he bought it. And then John Newman bought it.
Yeah, I knew that's Sir John's.
You know what I mean? Like, and then nobody seems to know how to and says, okay, so now I'm doing all my labor, I'm doing that, okay. Gonna listen to that, but now I've been trying to get a survey online. You have to go there prior. Because they're on that, they don't do it online, you have to go to, historical and. Historical and archives, and you have to pay $35 now. For them to find that, long session.
Okay, so what's council's thoughts on this?
Well, I just, because it's an open concession,
Yeah,
it's open, so this guy can get here, or this guy can get here, or this guy can get here. If we close it. Then these guys can get.
yeah, like, I think
Yeah.
so.
No, I agree with that, and that's why I said I'd be more than willing to talk to these, which I have already. And they're more than willing to sign a document stating that they have that issue.
I know, but that.
Yeah, I know. I went through that too.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you, like 100%. But. If I'm gonna keep maintaining it for them, do you think it's right? I don't think you do.
No,
So think of it on my side. Like, I don't.
I do, I
Yeah,
understand, but
so I'm hoping somewhat they can come up with some kind of solution. Cause like I said, there's no rule in that. In our lifetime.
We have to extend that beyond.
Yeah, I know.
We're dealing with now.
Yeah.
Before our next.
yeah, look at the one on,
and that's why they're there.
that's right. And I mean, we've had that same situation here with a septic tank on a little while, it's a lot of it closed and,
Yeah.
you know, it can be there and you have to replace it coming down to your property.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know what. There was a reason why Canada was surveyed with. Gold line.
I know I understand it's a very different scenario to be thinking about. But I am looking at my family's best interest. My kids, if that continues on, they gotta get it.
So when did you purchase that?
We just purchased it in November.
Okay, so you weren't aware of that at the time? No?
I was aware of the after the fact of the year, John Sheridan is going to call me, he's telling me, he says, yeah, they compared the trailer up and talking with this pasture gate, and like, who? Oh, you're afraid, what are you doing? No, you can't be doing
On this section here, there's an entrance off the road onto this section. Have you ever thought about contacting them to see if you can?
that. Yeah, I did talk to him, and there was a talk about purchasing that. They don't know what they want to do. Cause apparently it's still in reading.
And who's name?
and Ray Window.
Okay,
So I don't know, it's a family thing and they own that and the across there.
well,
So it's very
Yes.
important.
would be a natural suburbs there with the highway, so you wouldn't need to.
Yeah, I found the taker. I found one for 30 acres on Highland. Right about here. It's that round, actually, I have a picture, I mean, I'm gonna put my picture of it. But you know, I'm just looking for a little bit of help, so I'm not hurting with this guy.
Yeah.
It's not fun, it's not right, what he's doing, and he's not gonna give up until he's safe. And I actually really just called, text Chris, I had her phone here, my phone has been out of connection. So I texted him, I said, I need to talk to you ASAP, he is the investigators guy here in Philly. And I wanted to go up, I don't want this to stop. I didn't buy the property, and I wanna stay here, I'm big, like, Tammy knows, my family comes from my mom's friend right now. And I'm not gonna go up with that, it's not right. And I know it's not very fair to use for me to come in and complain to it. You know what I mean, so my incense is to purchase it from here to here, and maybe in the future. They have to more sell to me for $1 and you get it back for. You know, yeah, like, you can spend $100 and then you're like. You know what I mean, like, how else do you do, yeah, it's throwing stuff out, it's. You know, that's where it is, but, or do we agree to? Put a gate on it?
So I guess my feelings about this, I understand your situation. The concessions are there for landowners, of course, to access the property, and that's why you're accessing your right. I wouldn't be in favor. This instance with the information that I've got to sell close the road wells at this time. Just because it has the possibility of accessing other people's property. So, yeah, all I can say is you do have a gate on your property, right? Like,
Well, then,
once it enters, right?
yes,
Yeah,
so when I come up the road, up the
Yeah.
hill, which is a bedrock.
yeah,
Everything, we're journeyman, there's a bedrock there, that's where the water is at.
Yeah.
So I hit my running board when I go up there,
Yeah.
so I gotta send bills in here and my third and stuff.
Mhm.
You know what I mean, I'm just speaking faster, cause
yeah,
I understand really what I do, but of course, we are down, right?
Yeah.
For me to keep maintaining that for other people, I don't feel that right. And if I have, like, you're right, I agree with you saying, to come in here, and Weldon would sell me that, just property, just like 14 acres or whatever it is.
yeah,
So that'd be an end of conversation.
yeah,
Even though it's not buying from him, but at least it's easement over it to access your property.
Yeah, I just speak to him, I always spoke to the man once on the phone, and he lets you know that this guy's, oh, man, I'll stop you.
Well, he's-
Yeah, I know, I agree with him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I've been busy as a freaking dog, I haven't moved, can't visit my dad, he's like, oh, no, it's just,
Yeah.
and then, whatever. He was there. This particular person was there, so we had a gathering 3 weeks ago, my phone, it was just past the gate. We had left, and I walked back up there. And my camera was missing, and that's the second time he's happened with my camera. And the first time he was in the snow, I showed him pictures, I said, you went to my camera, which was on my property. He went to the sap pits, we were assigning to the sap pits. He said, he went to the sap pits, and I said, you're not on the road lines, you're on Callahan property. No, I'm not, and he went to my camera, you can see his footprints, it's state wall. It's not. And I said, you went and took the batteries out of my camera, why would you do that? So he said, oh, I never tapped it, he says, where's my sap pits? I said, I don't have them, better talk to the neighbors. And he's been grumpy, we got into it pretty deep. And I said, that's it, you go, and you come back and now it's gone.
yeah,
I didn't think that's right. You know what I mean?
yeah,
What did I do to you?
and that, a lot of that is private property and. Full heating issues. That's unfortunately, right, but
Yeah.
I mean, we're kind of here to deal with the concession and whatever township thinks of, our decision.
Yeah.
For me at this time, like. Yeah,
Wayne's,
Well, I think,
You said the other landowners had no problem with you?
I can go and have them, cause Ken Millico's in prison right now. His mother and are talking to her, so you can get a letter made out from Matt Valley Thursday. And I can probably go and sign it right in jail.
Now that, keep that in mind when you're only talking about current owners.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
future owners, but they're going to have to realize that it's full.
yeah, and like I said, my agreement, like I said, well, you have to. And then what happens after that? It's irrelevant, like, what do you do? I can't change, I can't stop storms. Neither can you, but it's an option that I feel. That I'm kind of euchred into the point, because it is land being landlocked, I really didn't understand that until after I bought it. Right, now you see, there's a survey.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty much euchred, there's no other way in there. What do I need to sell? Oh, I didn't sell, I want to stay there, I don't want this property, it's a, you know what I mean? It's like me to sell my house. Just because they don't have that, I have bad neighbors, no, it's not right.
Well, I kind of stated how I felt. Like, to me, an open concession is an open concession, and it should stay open for that reason. I don't know what the solution is here.
I don't want to speak on it, just want to talk about it again, or whatever. You don't have to make a decision today, I want to just feel, right, I want to let you know how I felt.
Mhm.
And maybe we can, think with this again, maybe that gets more, maybe I get my police report, maybe that might change things. Maybe it'll fit, I don't know, I don't
Maybe,
know.
maybe talk to Wellman too, I think that would be the best thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Because then you don't have to deal with the concession at all.
Yes, no, you'd be right, absolutely,
Yeah,
because actually, on that corner, I have put in stones there. Myself with my tractor. Stones that they'll never move my hand. Cause it took my coyote to full of his parts to get up there. So I have blocked where my living can cross.
so where it goes on your land, you block there.
Yeah.
And when
Yes,
you're,
yes.
You're talking about.
On that, like,
Right on the
yeah,
start.
right where the book starts.
and you're entitled to do that,
Right.
it's your land.
I did that because I know I'm right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done it if I knew it wasn't right.
Yeah.
And I have pictures that I basically could have had them, so they didn't get a chance to go to Walmart, the next time I'll have all this stuff, or you probably can get it now, email things, then you're gonna do it yourself. But, I mean, that's not. Yeah, I don't know. You know, like, kind of lost my sort of block words. You know, you pay money for property and then all of a sudden now you get people.
Would it take much to put an access through there, Davey, off of, what is it?
Well,
Well, the
neighbors.
It wouldn't take much to get to Murray,
He has an entrance right off the road,
and
Yeah,
to get off, you have to get on your side.
probably. I'd say, 600 feet, 700 feet,
Yeah. That might be your.
because of the, like,
Where about?
And you have your own. Your own.
so that entrance would be.
What easement is registered on your title?
Yeah. Yeah. You can see the colonized.
Ownership, it's,
It's
So
still.
that's where it says to me,
yeah, that's the best.
you'll see it as a height.
Go past there tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like a pole, maybe goes right into that.
You have to get by that property or get an easement across that property, you're gonna increase the value of your land. Because I know when Jonathan was selling it, he had called me about was it landlocked and, all of this kind of stuff, because, so you just guarantee good access to that land, so.
I bought it from kids, right, so it's your.
So, I mean, there'd never ever be a question of how you're gonna get to it.
Yeah, no, you're right, I'm gonna actually call him.
Honestly, that's your best.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah,
It's just you, it's.
Yeah.
You maintain it to,
Nobody else is allowed.
nobody else is on,
yeah,
that it's guaranteed for life, it was. Yeah, you.
Yeah. yeah, no, you're right, and that'd
And if Jonathan's know if there's issues on along with the concession yet, with them accessing or trying to get on the property.
Build fence,
Build fence, build whatever you need to build to keep people off.
Yeah.
yeah, but
And
then-
yeah, I think
it's separate, you don't have to deal with them.
Yeah. I don't like, growing up, you don't like denying people. But when it comes to the part where they're gonna start damaging.
Mhm.
You know, like I said, I know when we went back and we went like, I've been with Jeff for a while. You know, like, holy man, like, I mean, I was that roots, that were half the roots. I'm like, "Dude, what are you doing back here? Like, what are you doing back here? Like, you know, he's well past. Like, we're just, so this is the small part right here going in the middle. Right here, so like,
My second point on this, Davy, you would be a lot more cost effective for you to get the easement rather than purchase. Get council word agrees to settle
okay,
that section, it would cost you a lot more. To buy that, all the legal fees and the land transfers and everything else.
Yeah.
It would cost you a lot less than just for an easement.
Yeah.
I think that's your best.
Yeah, that's what I would do because I don't,
That's my.
just by gauging the council at this point, I don't think.
no, I tried, but no,
Yeah.
you give me a good way to head on this, and yeah, I think
That-
that can make solve that issue.
Yeah, because it's going to guarantee public, like you've got.
I feel like it's
Access,
in my deal,
yeah,
there's no, anything else going in it,
and it'll
No, you're
increase
right.
the value of your land, so,
yeah,
because you do have that good access.
like it's a nice lap. Yeah, the more you walk it now, the more you enjoy it, it's very nice, with the deer and everything,
Yeah,
you know, they're still coming, and so. Yeah, it's cool, and a cougar.
That
For anyway,
is there a bike over
no, I was lost,
section?
one
That
stop,
section on Kenny Ryan, there was no like.
Yeah.
So,
so it stops. Right,
Roads, all used to run there.
wow.
yeah, Dan Smith is about back door.
Right, but Moses do.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
so Smith is the one with the tree.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah, he's nice.
that's what I
Okay,
told my daughter was doing.
Okay.
okay, well, I appreciate your time and nice,
Nice meeting you guys.
yeah, I think we got things solved on there. But
Your job.
yeah, it's,
If there's a vote down here, you.
yeah, no, it's like. Yeah, no, that's awesome. No,
You just might have to get. Might have to get your lawyer to write you, well, give a letter, and maybe he'll take it more seriously than.
well, yeah, when I did talk to him, he's like, oh, I like talking, I got it's great.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, hello. So we used to work there once, about many, I'm like, oh, perfect, yeah, should be, okay.
Okay,
So I said, okay, don't, that's a great thing to do. We appreciate that, you know.
thank you,
Oh, let's do this week.
thank you. Please, we, do you wanna talk about it now, or will we leave it? So maybe that was that. So you, this one, I just feel okay, so we will move on to the adoption of the minutes. We have a resolution of the council of the corporation of the township of Brunel and Dock Raglan. Hereby adopt the minutes of the regular council meeting of May 7th, 2025, presented staff get to a mover for that. Moved by Councilor Kaka, seconded by Councilor Geller. Any comments, questions?
No, it's anything I remember.
What's that?
Just I've read everything, it's pretty well what I remember.
You were saying, I'm
No,
right here. Okay, so we'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
yeah,
Opposed, none, the motion is carried. Committee and or staff reports, we have an RFP.
I'm just gonna attach to the agenda as some of the amendments. Oh, I just provided you a written copy of the report.
So we have a resolution. That we, the council of the corporation of the township of Brunel and Dock Raglan, hereby award tender PW 2025-1 to Vulture Excavating Inc. for hot mix asphalt in the amount of $277,594.25 plus HST. Can I get a mover for that? Moved by Councilor Keller, seconded by Councilor Vance. Okay, we have a report from our operations manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So as per our construction needs for the year that we budgeted for. Council directed myself to seek some contractors to complete the work, which we have done. We received 2 tenders. We closed on the 30th, I believe it was. And we received one from Greenwood Paving. For $335,151.50. And one from Monisher Excavating Inc. For $277,594.25 CHST. Obviously, Monisher are cheaper than they've done work for us in the past. It's the recommendation to accept their tender, which will include approximately 1.7 kilometers of paving on Richmond Road. 800 meters on for April.
So we're not doing river,
Radar was slated for next year.
okay, cause I got asked that. And I said the best person to talk to would be you.
There's gonna be some more work to be done on it. There's
And that is sad.
large culverts on it. We didn't wanna take on too much this year, so we'll be our splitting up. And next year will be the
River,
River Road and finish up.
that's quite a difference in the contracts,
Yeah.
like 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
60,000 also.
Yeah,
And surprisingly, I was well under budget. I anticipated an increase in cost. And it was actually a decrease in cost, so we're well within budget. So.
great. Any comments or questions from council?
No.
Okay, I'll call for the vote then, all those in favor? Yes. Opposed, none, the motion is carried. Canada signed those. So.
Just, there will update, we did receive a few applications for the, position of recreation community development. When we are in the process of getting these together to be able to, interview. We'll keep council updated.
How many applications did we get? I don't know if we can get information. No, how many? Numbers, not names. Okay. Yeah, okay. I make the crying that students are having hard times getting jobs this year. Okay. Okay, correspondence, we have a resolution of the council corporation of the township of Dean, Lynn, and Raglan. Hereby accept the correspondence as circulated, can I get a mover for that? Second, moved by Council Cox, design. Council Cox. Okay, you've seen the correspondence. Is there anything the council wants to support in that? Like I said, the bill 5 is really muddy to know what all it entails. And then there's still being the so
Yeah.
sure, yeah, and there's something like 4,000 ready. Yeah.
That's what it said on the news there, last night.
Yeah, and of
4,000.
course, AMO is dissecting it and they'll prepare a report for the government before it goes to a vote, so. I believe something that Jen Murphy was going to, last week, they were going to be getting more information, so. And the rockathon? Who's rocking this year? Won it last year.
So I've done it 2 years in a row.
You're a good rocker, I guess. He brings lots of money, that's why. He brings a fire. Okay. What date is it? June Friday. June 20th?
I do believe it's a Friday.
Yeah, it always is.
Or
It's- I can this year,
We have been asked by KHR to.
to share joint.
Team again, so we need three. Or two members of council and a staff member. I do have the pledge forms here.
Are you going again this year, Wayne?
Well, I'll go off and I can see what I can get for money. He's in tomorrow, I
Do
think.
you want to go as an actual participant?
Well, it don't matter to me.
Oh,
It don't matter to me. I
so no.
can go with the team.
So we can go with part of the team. Yeah.
What was the hardest team and the rest of us don't?
Yeah,
Then your donation goes in for the team.
don't forget, I'll come to you for a donation. So you can keep those $100 bills up.
Maybe so we will be in touch, once we get in touch with HR for time slots and whatnot, so you will have a 1 hour time slot that you have to fill in for.
Yeah, for the amount that, new tech gives me, I rock a little more than an hour. I was here for almost 3 hours there last time.
You think if you could walk the hour, I could walk them?
Yeah, I missed it, yeah.
Mine was okay. No, but I mean, I was rocking.
Well, like I say, for the money that new tech gives.
He had his own rocker, you know?
Yeah, maybe we grab his old rocking chair. So.
One's good. So we need one more person. Okay. So, where am I? We're on correspondence. So is there anything else in there then? It's just. That Annabeth, that's not the one we've been, no, I would rather give. If we're gonna give to vets, I would rather give our money locally to the Legion in Dairy State, because it stays there,
Yeah.
than to give it to a publication. So. Okay, so then, I'll call for a vote on that motion, all those in favor? Opposed, and motion is carried. New business, we have a request from the plant owners co-op. That we, the council, the corporation, the township of Brunel, Endog, and Raglan hereby approve the request from Paddler Co-op to provide an in-kind donation of up to $150 in the way of no charge photocopy, printing, and laminated of the event posters and paperwork, as well as loaning the tables and chairs for the event to be held on September 27th, 2025 at Paddler Co-op. And Panorama, that's for the travel for Betty.
We did the same thing last year, I think.
Yes, we did, but do we have tables and chairs to loan them?
They didn't give us the quantity, but the old wooden ones, we loan out by donation, so.
Cause we not put a loan under them, so. Okay. Okay, so can I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councilor Banks, seconded by Councilor Keller. Any questions or comments? Or call for a vote, all those in favor?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Okay, we have supported a resolution here, be it resolved that the council of the corporation of the township of Brunel, Endog, and Raglan support the township of Killaloe, Hagerty, and Richards resolution regarding opposition to strong mayor powers, and further that this resolution be forwarded to Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, Lisa Thompson, Minister of Rural Affairs, Cheryl Gallant. MP Billy Deneau, MPP, Amo, and all Ontario municipalities, gonna get a mover for that, please. Okay, moved by Councilor Copwell, seconded by Councilor Banks. Any comments, questions? Call for the vote, all those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed, none, the motion is carried. We have another resolution, be it resolved that the council of the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindau, and Raglan support the Prince Edward, Lennox, and Addington Social Services Committee resolution regarding Ontario Works financial assistance rates. And further, that this resolution be forwarded to Minister of Children, Community and Social Services, the Minister of Health, the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, the Ontario Municipal Social Services Association, and all Ontario municipalities. Could again move over for that, please? Councilor Poller, seconded by Councilor James. The county also supported this resolution at last meeting. Any comments or questions on it? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? None, motion is carried. We have another resolution, be it resolved that the council of the corporation of the township of Brunei and Dr. Raglan support the town of Parry Sound's resolution regarding the call for inclusive research to reflect diversity of Canadian communities. And further, that this resolution be forwarded to Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, Lisa Thompson, Minister of Rural Affairs, Cheryl Gallant, MP, Billy Donnell, MPP, AMO, and all Ontario municipalities. Could I get an over for that, please? Moved by Councilor Crowell, seconded by Councilor Keller. Any comments or questions? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Motion is carried. Okay, severance. We have a resolution regarding severance. That the council for the corporation of the township of Brunel and Dock and Raglan approve the land severance application number B 188-23 for Bradley and Tracy Markwood for the creation of one new lot providing that all the conditions as listed in the county of Brantford planning report concerning this division of land are met. Could I get a mover for that, please? Recommend Councilor Hogg, seconded by Councilor Banks. Any comments or questions? Is this for a new law?
This is in conjunction with the next severance that you're going to read in order to correct a building property line discussion.
All for two?
Between the two properties, they both do a severance and swap lands to correct some.
Okay. Okay, because I was looking and I'm thinking, well, that looks like a lot of district, but no.
There will be a lot of issues, only a lot of issues.
Yeah. Okay. Give it a.
Yeah.
Okay. So, any other comments? I'll call for the vote then, all those in favor. Opposed, the motion is carried. And severance the 189-23. That the council of the corporation of the township of Blue Valley, Dr. Raglan approved the land severance application number B 189-23 from Mark and Mary Jane Fortuna for the creation of one new lot, providing that all the conditions as listed in the county of Brantford plan review concerning this division of land are met. Could I get a move for that, please? Moved by Councilor Keller, seconded by Councilor Banks. Okay, so then this is the other part that's going to be a swap. Okay, that's good then. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed, none, the motion is carried. Okay, to give direction for managing mass blue box materials. We have a resolution of meeting council of the corporation, the township of Blue Valley, and Dr. Raglan hereby direct staff to establish a twin bidding system at the Raglan transfer station for the acceptance of non-eligible sources of blue box materials commencing on January 1st, 2026. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councilor Keller, seconded by Councilor Cockrell. Okay, so we have a staff report for this.
Yes. Through the mayor. So effective January 1st, 2026, all Blue Box from eligible sources will be the responsibility of the producers. Circular materials will be, and overseeing all that, and we'll be working in an agreement to opt in to provide the site and the manpower and be compensated for such that the recycling fees and haulage for eligible sources will no longer be the responsibility of the township. That being said, all non-eligible sources, NES. So industrial, commercial, institutional, and a few other different property codes are classed as non-eligibles and cannot be the responsibility of circular materials. That remains the responsibility of the township. Therefore, we need to separate the streams coming into the waste sites to eligible and non-eligible. Being that most of the businesses are localer to the Raglan site, and the Raglan site has the space to accommodate a twin bidding system, so eligible and non-eligible. That seems the more appropriate place to establish the non-eligible receptacles.
So anybody else in the municipality then that is a non-eligible contributor will have to come to Palmer.
That is correct. Blue Box producing non-eligible sources consists of 3% of our problems.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are not large producers, I know that's that to reach. Deals, that's like, stuff. So it will be something that we do have to call and be for processing.
So. Then it's the municipality's responsibility to. Transport.
Yes, and that might be the same situation where now where we hire somebody to transport it, it wouldn't be as frequently or as costly as it is now when we're transporting everything, because we're looking at 3% of it, not 100%.
Well, I think really the majority of the non-eligible. Is going to be cardboard. Probably. Would the majority of your.
Garbage at the store,
Yeah, they can cars there.
yeah,
Yeah.
water cardboard.
Yeah.
Any stores like the LCBO or.
Yes. Okay. So who will be doing our transferring?
For the non-eligible or for the eligibles?
Well, both.
For our eligible sources, Millers has the contract for Renfrew.
Okay,
For the non-eligibles, we need to source that out yet and get that. Solidified. But I need to prove to SEMO. Circular materials that we have a plan in effect to deal with it,
yeah,
or there's gonna be issues down the road.
yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We have options when it comes to this, we still
Yeah.
do have one of our old recycling bins.
Yeah.
And we do a roll off there. So we essentially call ourselves. Or Tam said, we utilize the bins that we have. And just hire somebody who can pick up and do that. Yeah. So if there's options behind it, just do that.
Yeah.
Like you said, a plan in place.
Correct.
Show here and.
That is part of the plan, right? You have to see that.
Yeah. So next step in the process. Yeah.
Well, I don't see any problem with that.
Like for us, we don't have a whole lot of boxes left anymore because we can't get plastic bags anymore to put groceries in.
Yeah.
So
You
we've been using our boxes.
Yeah. Because once those boxes go to somebody's house, now they're ineligible.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Okay, any other comments or questions from council?
No.
Okay, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yeah.
Opposed? None, the motion is carried. Okay, special events application for the Twin Music Festival in Palmer Islands. So you've seen the application, we have a resolution. That we, the council of the corporation of the township of Brunel and Raglan hereby approve the 2025 Twin Music Festival application pending satisfactory comments from OPP Fire Department Building Official and Rankin County Health Unit. Could I get a mover for that, please?
Second move.
Moved by Councillor Campbell, seconded by Councillor Keller. Any comments, questions?
Happens every year.
Yeah.
I have one comment or question regarding first aid, like there's nothing in here anywhere that says there's going to be medical assistance on ground. I remember years ago, it used to be St. John Ambulance. Yeah. But they don't even have that anymore, so I think they should have something. Because if something happens to somebody there, what do you do?
That would be the long ground, that is one, so
Yeah, because 3,000 people is a lot of people.
last year there was an incident that this individual was potentially having a heart attack.
And there was nothing
There was no medical staff on site. Luckily, the fire department was still there doing the fundraising activities and they're able to help the individual. And we had one of our firefighters tied up until 2 of our fires tied up until 2 a.m.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, transporting.
Yeah, no, I think that they have to look at having some kind of first aid, medical aid on site. Because if somebody gets in trouble, you know, everybody was concerned about, well, what if someone has an overdose there, at least first aid, whatever, we don't naloxone or whatever to deal on the site with issues. Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Would the motion move and second or be in favor of a friendly amendment to include as well as an organized medical / first aid station on site for the duration of the event from Thursday till Saturday? Or Sunday, sorry.
Yes. Well, I don't know, do good with it.
I can see Bob, Councilor Khan.
Yeah, are you okay with the friendly amendment?
Sorry.
Organized medical first aid station, yeah. Yeah, I think it should be a specific site where they're at and it should be visible so people knows they're there and where they are. Yeah. Okay. Okay, anything further? Maybe for the vote, but I was in favor. Yes, control is done, motion is carried. Actually, I've been invited to the opening. For the Bluegrass? At the Bluegrass? Yeah. Oh. I've also been invited to the Nowhere Festival opening by the mayor from North Longville. Okay, move on, updating each our policy resolution. That we, the council of the corporation, the township of Brunel, Lock and Raglan hereby amended Schedule A to bylaw 23-03 being bylaw with respect to the establishment of corporate policies and procedures for the corporation of the township of Brunel and Lock and Raglan. Make a move for that, please. Moved by Councilor Banks, seconded by Councilor Keller. Okay, so is this in regard to allow for the accessibility?
No, this is our annual review of the HR policy.
Okay,
And when we pass it on 2023, one of our says that we can amend Schedule A by resolution, so that's what we're doing now.
okay,
We reviewed it right from beginning to end, we've added some, we've removed some, to make it more comprehensive, we also included the diversity.
okay,
Or motion that we followed, so there's a little diversity section in there now. And just making sure we have everything updated as per any changes. For staffing, medical benefits, all that stuff is all incorporated in here now as well. Just making sure everything's up to date with legislation.
So does someone check it? Does,
It's not for return down,
Yeah.
it's all legal review.
yeah, so that's what I wanted to. Yeah, that's good. No,
73 pages.
I know, I'm starting.
You haven't read it, so do you.
The ones passed by council, obviously, every plan that I talked about you and send out from every time.
yeah. Okay, so any other questions or comments? Okay, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Okay, opposed, none, the motion is carried. Okay, multi-year accessibility plan. We have a resolution, the Meeting Council Corporation of Township of Brunel, Lindau, and Redmond hereby approve the multi-year accessibility plan as presented. You get a move of the please. We'll by Councilor Keller, seconded by Councilor Banks. And the plan is there. Is this part of that whole accessibility?
To some extent, basically, a few weeks ago, we were audited for accessibility and also
Okay.
providing a whole lot of documentation and training and such. One thing was there's a couple trainings that we had to catch up on, and the other one was there was a couple items in our multi-year accessibility plan that we didn't touch on. So I gave it an overhaul, revamped it, and
Okay,
there we go. For some people, I sent the draft to them, they're happy with the draft, so they'll be happy with this once council passes it.
okay. Now we don't. Any other questions or comments? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed, none, the motion is carried. Okay. Financial reports, we have a resolution, the Meeting Council of the Corporation of the Township of Brunel and Dr. Ragland, accept the year-to-date budget variance and the monthly expenses summary as presented. You get a mover for that. Moved by Councilor Papa, second by Councilor Banks. The reports are there. Is there anything that? Anyone has questions about it? Alright, so we can go through the questions, but
You should push, I can address it, so all of council gets the same information, so. Councilor Fuller was wondering about the. Amounts for January. For admin and rec. Well, I believe, and May and admin too. So the high amounts in January are due to the insurance. Yeah, so where you had mentioned Four Seasons Park. Recreation and greenies as a part of that line. Okay. So that's where the insurance is there. And the May administration, a lot of that is the moving of our reserves. So we've done that already. Oh, okay, so you mean the. Okay. Reserve allocations and. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good that you have that in because then it's not. Something that's outstanding and it's already accounted for.
Yeah.
It's a good practice.
A couple little things I can speak to here, Firewise, we received our new SCBA's. So you see that April, we had a pretty soon jump there. And then most of the grant items that we got for cancer prevention and ride. Road wise, we are still waiting on our new truck. It was supposed to be here in April. The plow equipment provider has been backlogged and they are just receiving the plow equipment now, so we're just starting to put our truck together and we should see it by fall. Yeah. Let's go up update from it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the, any issues? No, I'm having done. Okay, so, anything else from anyone? Okay, we'll call for the vote, all those in favor? Opposed, and the motion is carried. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to bylaws. We have a bylaw for a zoning amendment. This is the public meeting we had. Before. That we, the council of the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindop and Raglan, hereby adopts bylaw 2025-27, being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 2-83 of the former township of Raglan as amended, having been read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. Gonna get a motion, I will go for that. Recommend. Moved by Councillor Topel, second by Councillor Keller. Any comments or questions? Okay, we'll call for the vote, all those in favor? Opposed? None, the motion is carried. We have another. Bylaw for Sherlin. Okay, the council of the corporation. Raglan hereby adopt bylaw 2025-20. And dedicate land as a public highway and to provide for the closing and stopping a part of the original outs for the along the shore of Raglan White Lake Lane in front of
Adjoining lot
adjoining lot 21 in sections 12 and 13. Part 1 in the geographic township of Raglan and for the transfer thereof to the owner of the abutting land having been introduced and read first and second time. Can you get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Keller, seconded by Councillor Banks. Any comments, questions? Okay, we'll call for the vote, all those in favor? Opposed, none, the motion is carried. And the tax rate bylaw. Will be the council for the corporation of the township of Brunel and Dr. Ryder. Hereby adopts bylaw 2025-29, being a bylaw to approve the 2025 tax rates, having been introduced and read a first, second, and third time, and finally passed. Can you get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Caldwell, seconded by Councillor Keller. Any comments or questions? We'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? None. The motion is carried. Okay, we have a resolution that we, the council for the corporation of the township of Brunel and Dobbin Raglan, go into closed session pursuant to the municipal act 2001, section 239, sub 2, for the purposes of subsection B. 2 items regarding personnel matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, when subsection F, advice that is subject to solicitor client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose. You get a vote for that, please. Okay, moved by Councillor Banks, second by Councillor Caulfield. Call for the vote, all in favor? Motion is carried. Going back to our open part of the meeting. We have a resolution of council concerning the forms with you. Could we get a number for that, please? Councillor Banks. In closed session, council received information regarding 2 identifiable individuals and legal advice. The reader secretary, now we did council Keller. All those in favor? Motion's carried. Okay, we have a resolution that Council for the Corporation of the Township of Brunel and Dr. Riley hereby direct the clerk treasurer to proceed with direction given in close. To get a mover for that, please. Moved by Councilor Fountain, seconded by Councilor Banks. Any comments? I'll call for the vote, all those in favor? Opposed, none, motion's carried. The resolution for confirmatory bylaw. That we, the council of the corporation of the township of Brunel and Dr. Ragland, hereby adopts bylaw number 2025-30 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the June 4th, 2025 regular meeting of council, having been read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. To get a mover for that, please. Moved by Councilor Keller, seconded by Councilor Hopkins. Any comments or questions? Call for the vote, all those in favor? Opposed, none, the motion is carried. And we have an adjournment for resolution at 8:39 PM. This meeting adjourns, so I get a vote time. How's that?